All right, so yeah, this is Mongochatter officially with
Official.
much. We got it going. Paul Klein, my guest, and just to bring
Yeah.
myself, yourself, everybody up to speed. I've had podcasts that have had started and stopped and stuff, but I just figured now with this quarantine, it's like the perfect, best, most lamest, worst time for someone to start a new podcast. So
Yeah.
here we go.
I'm into it.
Welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's going down?
Just fucking sitting in the dungeon.
Yeah. Looks like you got some electrical vibes.
Yeah, man, this shit pisses me off so much. My dad needed his cable TV at every moment of his life. So he's got cable running all over the house. Which it's like upstairs it's whatever. But down here, whoever did it was a fucking asshole. It's like there's no rhyme or reason where any of it's like it's just like they just were like I don't know throwing it everywhere they could just go straight lines and put them where they need to go. Instead they wrapped around everything. Like if I knew where they went I'd rip them all out.
Are they functional? Do they
I
serve?
I don't know. I have no fucking idea. And it's such a rat nest of why they're plugged in the splicers and the splicers are plugged in the splicers. They're just everywhere. And it's I don't know what. I'm not interested in getting into it. But
That's
one day I'll rip it out and figure it out.
that's like what I call treehouse style.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
being a kid trying to build a tree.
yeah.
You want a treehouse, but you don't know how to build anything, so you just you take a piece of plywood and just nail it to a branch, and then you
Yeah.
nail something else to that, and then it's like you
Yeah,
have
man.
this rat's nest. You know.
Bro, it's I don't know. I imagine a professional did it. That's what's pissing me off. I can't imagine him coming down and doing it. So I just see him calling Comcast and them coming and doing this and me being like, yeah, that's what you did. Like,
So is the purpose so that there's cable available all throughout the house? Is that the idea?
I think that was the idea, but it could honestly just be every time he updated a service, they just didn't take it out. So it's the old one there, and then the old one that he was always that was his thing was he needed his football and all that
Okay.
shit. So
So every new package is like a new set of wires getting stapled
probably
somewhere.
yeah, microbiome man, I don't know, but yeah, it's all of that is cable wire. Everything is cable wire. None of it's there's one metal one that's power electricity, but the rest of it is just cable. That stupid screw that you have to screw into the back of the TV that never screws the first time. And you're just sitting there yeah, you're still fucking not screwing in, pulling it out. I totally got it this time. You pull on it, comes right out. You're fucking bullshit.
Oh man, I haven't dealt with cable in a long time.
Dude, I'm not a fan of cable. I was doing Hulu and Netflix forever, and my lady was like, "Let's get TV."
Yeah. Well, now Hulu has Hulu Live, which is kind of silly.
Is that cable basically?
Yeah, it's like you can watch whatever you want on Hulu while it's on.
Yeah, like TV.
Yeah, it's like TV.
That's. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't pick anything other than those. I mean, it's cheaper. I'm paying I don't know, hundred and something dollars for cable and internet, which I think the internet itself was I don't know, $80 or something like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say
But
60, but yeah, it's pretty expensive nowadays.
yeah, but it's we could cut that whole chunk out, but she likes it, so whatever.
Yeah, gotta keep everybody happy.
It's
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's trippy,
yeah,
trippy, trippy. So then, if you're watching it,
yeah.
you're like
It's
watching me, watch me, watch you, watch you, watch you, watch me, watch you. Into the infinity bubble.
yeah.
This is just, I don't know, man. this is like what everyone's doing nowadays. Is just I don't know, like this is like what people do now, right? For content, they just sit in their homes and so like film themselves talking to other people. So,
Yeah.
but I've been meaning to do this for a long time, and I had sort of done it. I had this thing called John Hanks's Pipe Dreams, and it was the tagline was it like everything in my life is loosely revolved around skateboarding. So it's like skateboarding's this the first angle of the diamond, you know? And
Yeah.
so it's like keeping in that tradition, it's like, oh, hey, fucking Paul Klein, my guest today on Mongochatter, bringing it back to skating. Like, you're a skateboarder, of course. And I think I met you at Newburyport Skate Park, and I told you that I already knew you from the internet.
Do not remember
You don't
anything.
remember that day?
Yeah, I don't remember much of anything in my
It,
life.
it
I
was
can, I
like,
probably, I have vague memories of that.
it was
Like,
like I saw you and you're like, "Oh, what up? I'm Paul." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." I'm like, "I already knew you from like Taylor's Spinny's Instagram."
well, that's the thing. From what I remember, I just remember Taylor introducing us, but I don't remember where or when or how. I could be wrong. You're probably right.
Maybe he
But
did. He might have. But what I remember is being at Newburyport Skate Park and then being like, "Oh, fucking," you're like, "Yeah, I'm Paul." And I'm like, "Dude, I know." You're like already, because we're in the Instagram era, so you're already famous to
yeah,
me, you know? So, um,
but
and then come to realize that there's like this whole, which I had already observed again through Instagram from afar and being friends with Taylor. There's like this whole scene in Amesbury in skateboarding and stuff, and like, and you're in the whirlwind of in the mix of that scene.
yeah, I would like to think of myself as in the whirlwind for sure.
I think many do, dude. It's like if there's a session that goes on, it's like, where's Paul? Everyone wants to know.
Yeah, I hope I'm there.
You
Right
know?
now, it's been really shitty. Like
Yeah,
not being able to be a part of sessions and shit. But
yeah. I know, and it's I know like me personally, my approach towards skating lately with the whole fucking virus and lockdown and everything is like I really don't it's I really don't blow it up. I find one person, if that, to skate with, or I don't even find. I will skate with one person, but for the most part, I try to go early by
yeah,
myself and skate for like an hour alone, and that's kind of how skating is nowadays.
yeah. I mean, that's what I don't usually reach out, but if somebody's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'm skating." Like that's kind of how I've always been, really.
Yeah,
I haven't, I never, unless it was like a beautiful day and I got told that I'm free, like I can go not be a parent. Like I'll hit people up, be like, "Let's go do something," you know. But like usually it's like I have an indefinite amount of time, so like I just go and just do whatever.
yeah. It's just easier to get it in like by yourself
Yeah,
versus all those communiques and
yeah.
vehicles and
Where are you gonna
meetups
go?
and yeah. And it's like too, and then you like it's part of the fun too, but it's also like you meet up and then it's like, okay, fucking one person needs a coffee, one person needs a pack of cigarettes, someone has to
Yeah,
go buy weed, someone has to call their girlfriend. It's like there's all these things that kind of just it's so much easier to just kind of like be on your own,
yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah. You do what you want when you want.
Yeah. But then you're skating alone,
Yeah,
which is nowhere near as much fun.
it's definitely not as much fun. I do have fun with both. I usually plug my headphones in.
Yeah, I don't really know what it's going to be like to get back to cuz now dude, it's like if I go outside and I touch something, I'm like hand sanitizer,
Yeah,
new set of gloves.
I think eventually it'll like just kind of wear up on its own.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, at least for me, I don't know. I guess in my job, I use a lot of gloves and I wash my hands a lot because I play with poop. But so So like it's almost normal to me. It's like now instead of doing it at work, I just do it at home. You know what I mean? Like play with poop.
What do you mean you play with poop?
I work for the Amesbury Sewer Department.
Okay. For the town of Amesbury, Mass.
That is correct.
What's your favorite shit to skate? Like, I feel like nowadays most people are more like ATVs, you know, but like,
Yeah.
if you had to say like, oh, I'm this kind of a skater, like, what would you claim? How did you know? Like,
When I well, it makes me laugh because when I was younger, like I didn't understand, uh, like terms, like the exact meaning of the terms. I used to call myself a vert skater, but I thought that just meant anything with a like anything ramped.
transition.
I was like, oh yeah. So like I'm more transition, but yeah, mini ramp. I'm fucking so love mini ramp.
So back then, was it just like street vert? That's it. Those are the two things.
Yeah, in my brain, that
Yeah.
was the two. Like you're a street skater, you're a vert skater, and I was like, I'm a vert skater. Like I can't fucking kickflip. I can't
Yeah.
do any of this shit,
Yeah.
but I can fucking do a front side feeble front rock, you know, or like in a stupid, ridiculous variation of a stall to a tail to a stall to like a rock to a front, you know, to a manual. So like, I used to just do that. Like I'd go to the park, go straight to that stupid two fun box setup there, and I would just skate that
Yeah.
all day.
Yeah.
Where you have to push in the middle because it's not a real mini ramp.
Yeah, and it's
That was a
pretty
big
rugged
hurdle.
in the middle too.
That was a big hurdle to get over when you fucking finally skated a real mini ramp and you started trying to push in the middle
Oh, okay.
because you didn't know that that's not what they were like.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, man, you got to pump. And you're like, what? Like, I've never done that.
Where are you at with like do you follow or do you like not I mean there's no rules in skateboarding obviously, but there's also like there's like some funky etiquette things like I feel like there's no rules but there's codes like and you'll maintain like a code and like and it sounds some of the shit sounds so corny and pretentious and stupid because it's a toy, but like
Yeah.
I would never push in a fucking bowl.
Dude.
You know what I mean? And like when I feel like in the modern times,
Yeah,
kids,
it's a
people
concept.
don't understand that
No,
anymore,
people don't. I feel like.
or some
I-
people.
Yeah. I feel
Some
like
people, man.
we, I know I was lucky enough to grow up with, like, I call them elders. Like, the skate elders.
Elder
I think
skatesmen.
of myself as, to like, skater slaves as a skate elder.
Oh, for sure.
So like I try to teach them.
Yeah.
It's like if you're not being, it's like school. Like if you're not getting taught, you're not gonna learn.
Right.
Like I've seen a lot of people push Mongo, and like before, like when I came into skating, there were some kids that would push Mongo and had been their whole skate lives. So they would be like charging at something, pushing Mongo.
Yeah.
Or would just fucking shoot. Like, because they go into a manual almost, and they would shoot out and eat shit.
Yeah.
And, like, that's pushing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
which, like, that happens to me too, but, like, it's a fluke when it happens. But, like, that's normal for them. Like, they'll fall pushing.
I can understand the action of what you're saying though. Just like trying to do something big, going Mongo, and then pushing so hard that
it's
you
like-
just bail.
Well, it's like pushing switch Mongo.
Yeah.
Which is hard to break. Like,
Yeah.
Trying to break that, because, like, it's just cooler to push switch.
Yeah, it is.
But in my opinion, so whenever I see somebody starting and they're pushing Mongo, I'm just like, dude, you don't want to do that. Like,
Yeah.
just start now, learning the other, so that you can just have a better life.
I used to say, oh, fucking dude, I started skating in 1985 and switch stance didn't exist, so if I want to push switch Mongo, like, fuck off, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I gave myself that little fucking, but then I realized that's wrong. And you gotta, as a skateboarder, you gotta fucking evolve with the times and shit. So I was like, dude, now I just try to, not that I even skate Switch, but it's like if I find myself riding Switch, or
Yeah,
more likely, if I find myself riding Fakie, I will push Switch.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I mean? Rather
yeah.
than, I don't want to push Mongo at all. And also, it seems fucking dangerous to me. I don't know how
It
people
is.
learn like
Yeah,
that because you have to shift your feet so goddamn much. It's like sketchy.
that's what I mean. Like you can keep that front foot where you need it the whole time
Right.
and push and then pop. But like if you push a manga, you gotta like readjust. Like I watched. I mean, I think I watched the kids that I'm talking about, like struggle with it. And it's like if you just learn how to push, and it's fine. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But like I just try to help any kid that I saw pushing manga and be like, I would joke and be like, so fucking push, a classic, because like that's what happens at a skate park. Like
Sure.
I'm kidding, but like kids are gonna say that. Like kids are gonna fucking harass you, Like so, I'm kind of getting you prepared and giving you a warning. Like you're gonna want to stop. Yeah. So I mean, there's Mongo. There's another one we were talking about.
Pushing in the bowl. That's a
Pushing
that's
the
a big
ball.
one that just ruffles my feathers for some
That's a
reason.
big. That's one I do not agree with, like at all. Like I'll actually yell every time somebody push. I'll be like, no pushing.
Yeah.
Like
Well, it's
every
like
time.
it'll be some like fucking like talented ledge skater who's just doing like ollie impossible to fakie on tranny, but then pushing. And
Yeah,
it's like, dude, your run's over. You push. Like, sorry, I'd rather see you do
yeah,
50 fucking slappies in a row and keep it
yeah.
pumping than like spectacle after spectacle with pushes in
And
between.
it's like if you rolled up to the mini ramp and there's already a fucking sesh going on, I usually wait till everybody's gone, and then I'm like, all right, everybody's gone. Now I'm gonna take my turn, and then I follow it again.
That's very that's very conscious of you. My thing is if I pay to get in, all bets
Yeah,
are off. And I'm
yeah,
not fucking around. I'm there to skate and that's that. It's like I'm not it's yeah,
yeah,
okay, you want to fucking but don't fucking snake me when I'm paying, dude. Cuz
yeah.
that's like,
That's a good point. I
you
never
know,
thought of that.
like if I'm
That's fun.
paying to skate, it's like that's like it's almost like it's a battle.
Like the Hampton Strip, rolling up and down and getting people's way.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fun.
That,
One time, it was actually Christmas. We, it was me, Colin, Nate Nolan, and Ben Nolan, if I remember correctly. I think that was it. Um, we went to that water park there, and it was midnight, and we fucking jumped the fence,
oh, sick.
and we like went up it and into that fucking dome.
No
Yeah,
way.
it was pretty sick.
Wow, that's rad, dude.
Like we climbed like the whole thing. We dude, it's gnarly. Like it's slick. So like you can't really fucking. It's obviously not made for skating either, so it's not friendly. But it was fun for sure.
In my experience, there's never any time where it's like 100% a go. I mean, if it
Yeah,
is, that's great, but it's like I come from the school of thought where it's like it's all a
if
gift.
yeah, if you're not at a skate park, even though nowadays it's the opposite, which is
Like,
very weird.
yeah, it is weird now. Like you get kicked out of skate parks, but not like a buttery ledge by
Yeah.
like a municipality.
No. Apparently OJ, Nate, Evan, and Baby Dave were like skating some spots and like kind of going from spot to spot, and a cop like followed them to every spot. This is like last week.
Well, you
Like,
know what happened? I was actually somewhat involved. Um,
were you?
we went to Seabrook where there
Yeah,
was two um, like launch ramps.
yeah, yeah. Baby Dave's ramps against the wall there.
Yeah.
I didn't know where they were going, but I think it was sick.
So we went to the spot and we all, because social distancing, we all took separate cars.
Yeah,
So we rolled up, and as I was getting there, I was the last person to arrive. They were like honking at me, like "Don't go in there, like don't go back there." And then I started to turn, and a cop came out from back behind the building. So there was a cop there, and I guess the cop pulled over Evan and was like, "Yo, you gotta." He took all his info and shit, and you.
Pissed me off because I'm like, fuck, like we're not like congregating. We're not, we're just trying to like not sit in a room all day, like, and you got nothing better to do than to fuck around.
I don't think that they do though. I don't think cops have anything to do right now, and I think
Like,
some of them are scared of the virus. I'll see it, dude. I was driving around looking for a place to skate, and I went down to the train station by Newburyport, and there was this cop tucked so far away from everything, dude, sitting in his car. And I went down and like was like looking for a place to skate, and then like I was like, oh shit, a cop. So I like took off, expecting him to follow me because he's probably like, why is this person coming down to the train station, whatever. But like, dude, why would he be there unless he's protecting it? Because it's so far away from everything else in the town and like people. Like he was like social distancing on the job, hardcore. You know?
yeah, well, I mean, I kind of feel like that's what they all, in a sense, should be doing. Like,
Sure.
they shouldn't be out fucking around with skateboarders in public. Like, they should be sticking to like what needs to be done.
Like, dude, oh, you're going 2 miles an hour over the limit. I'm not pulling you. Like, I wouldn't pull someone over if I was a cop. I'd be scared to death, dude.
And I've been told they're not. I've been told they're like only doing the necessary shit. So when I heard that they were fucking with you guys, I was like, yeah. I was like, that's necessary.
That's Seabrook, though, man. That's New Hampshire. That's a whole different legislative and cultural mindset, you know? It's like, live free or die.
Yeah, fucking assholes. Unless you smoke weed.
Yeah, I know. I, I, I don't know if this is legit, if they just left the open sign on and it was a fuck up, or if they were actually truly open. But I was driving deep in New Hampshire last week. Like, I just wanted to go for a long ride and clear my mind. And I was up by, like, Somersworth, New Hampshire. And there was, like, getting into, like, lakes region, you know?
Yeah.
And there was a motherfucking fireworks place with an open sign. And I was just like, there's no way that's fucking essential, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
I don't know what New Hampshire's, because I guess we're in the math, so I don't even know what they're doing in terms of quarantine. Like, are they quarantining too?
I know that they have certain businesses are closed. Like I was listening
Yeah,
to the radio one day and they were talking about how New Hampshire was gonna close their shit. Like,
yeah,
um, but you know, like I've been to Exeter Skate Park,
yeah,
which is in New Hampshire, and
yeah,
no one seems to care about that.
yeah. So they might be a little more like lenient with the virus.
I feel like they are. They're more like Republican,
Fake.
like less just they're like less involvement like with the
Yeah,
government in their shit. They're like they don't give a fuck. They're like, if you get sick, dude, you get sick. Like they're on some weird shit, dude. I don't know. What's the certain je ne sais quoi that makes something sick boys versus not?
you can do whatever the fuck you want. Like life is a joke. Like just like weird shit that people what's going on right now? Like what are these guys saying?
So it's
Like
kind of like a reaction to like the homogenization and capitalization of skateboarding, would you say? Is that
yeah, I guess I felt a little bit of like it's my way to say fuck off with my thing. Like like I got a couple things in my life, but skateboarding is like the one thing that I'll always hold on to the most.
sure?
Like I play music, but I don't consider myself necessarily part of the scene. Like I don't know, the scene's weird right now, and I'm not really into that. Like the whole fight everybody and be tough thing.
Mm.
But like skateboarding's not like that. So I'm into video games, but I'm into a ton of stuff. It's if I had to pick one, it's
Yeah.
always skateboarding. So
All
like when people are like encroaching on that, I'm like fuck you, like you stupid dick.
all those other scenes are kind of weird. Like I've never really understood a lot of them because it's like, okay, I get the scene as far as like music, like particularly like hardcore or whatever. It's like
Yeah,
some of the dancing, like there's moves, like you could do like tricks, like you could be like a good slam dancer and be like have a style and be like
Yeah,
known as like a good slam dancer. Like there's a scene of that, like people going to shows and like dancing and shit. And then there's a scene, of course, of being in bands and creating the music. But as
yeah,
far as like a fan, like a person who goes to shows and just stands in the back and has buttons on their jacket and just is like part of like that scene, like there's really nothing to it. Just
yeah,
like there's no scene for like comic books. Like, yeah, anyone could go out and buy comic books, but the thing about the
yeah,
skate scene is like to be a part of skating is like you kind of have to skate. There's no getting around it.
yeah,
You can't like get a tattoo and be like, "Oh, I'm in the scene. I'm cool now." Like
yeah.
if you can't skate, you
That's
can't skate. It doesn't matter what you fucking look like. Whereas
yeah,
all these other scenes you can kind of like sneak your way into and like, build up your ego and like be a part of
yeah,
this fucking scene, but it doesn't mean nothing, you know what I mean?
yeah. No, that's a good point. I guess I never thought of it like that because it's like I don't give a shit if you're good. There's no rules in skateboarding, but there is rules. Like you're never always in and you're never always out. You're just whatever you want to do.
You definitely don't like what you don't like, and I wouldn't
Yeah,
portend to know, but as far as like maybe like Olympic skateboarding or like real flashy shit or like,
yeah,
you know, we probably have similar tastes in that regard.
yeah.
And like so when in your mind what is it, this is back to my original question, is like what is it that differentiates something between being merely likable or like no, this is sick boys.
Like anything that's a joke, we're down with. But I guess it's more of a dark humor.
Mm.
Or if it has to do, and I don't mean this the wrong way, like anything gay. Like we think not that it's funny, but like we think it's funny that people don't like that.
Yeah,
Like you know what I mean? Like
I think it's funny that people don't like anything,
well,
kind
yeah,
of,
like that's the thing. Like anything that somebody's like, man, I flipping hate that, will fucking promote it. Or, like,
sure.
yeah, like in your face, here it is. Anything dark. So that's why like dead animals. Like we think, like when people get bummed or like not not you, but there are people that get bummed. But it's sick because people started sending us.
No, I'm not bummed. It's just and
Yeah,
I think I'm coming from a place of like understanding. Like I get what you're up to, and I
yeah,
appreciate like the artistic,
no,
subversive punk rock style of it.
yeah.
I just,
I'm
as
just
a
saying.
visceral thing, I'm like, I'm good.
No, that for sure makes you feel weird. It was cool because people started like I think they still do. Like I said, I haven't been on in a while, but they'll see a dead animal and they'll take a picture of it.
Yeah,
And,
it is a
you know,
thing. People they say they'll be like, oh, I want to send that to Paul or whatever,
yeah,
like Daily
and it's
Dead
like,
or whatever.
and it's just the craziest thing that like I got people to take pictures of dead animals. Like it's. I mean, nobody's in it, but everybody's in it. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
it's there's no like real. It's a joke. That in the end of the day, it's a joke. But like it definitely gets me stoked when I see friends be like for it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like obviously, like anybody gets is for anything that you're doing. You're like, yeah, it's sick. Like unity style thing. Like we're all a
You
team.
you never know though nowadays because um I feel like there's certain people nowadays, it's like their approach to like social media is like, at least in their mind, somewhat like artistic or like selective. Well, like the
Yeah,
way that they like present their shit or post their shit or whatever it may be. It's like, I mean, like anything, I suppose it can be in art, the way that you approach it,
yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying.
like, so I guess it's like, I'm not talking about like fucking being an influencer. I'm just saying like someone might have a fucking random Instagram account, and the point is that they don't want to hype it out, and they want it to be like buried and strange and just like
Yeah, no, I
have like
understand.
fucking 26 followers. You know what I mean? Like,
That's like what I feel like you get that in anything too, because like there's artists like that, like music artists that are like, oh, you haven't heard of me, like
yeah,
I'm underground, and
yeah,
that's whatever. Like I don't care, whatever. But I feel like the people who are in it for the right reasons usually, generally want people to know about them. Like like not they're not like I want to be rich, famous, and everybody to know about me, but like they don't want to be hidden. You know what I mean? Like they're doing it for a reason. Like they want, like I make music and I want everybody to listen to it, but
sure,
like they don't have to. They can, you
yeah.
know.
I guess
But
it's
it was
like
cool.
it's not like I don't want. It's not like I don't want everyone to watch my videos, but I'm just like I want people. I want someone to watch it because I did it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
It's not like I'm trying to be something with it, but it's like yeah, when you put the effort into doing something, like if you create something, you're like it'd
yeah,
be cool if someone would consume this creation and take it in and like
yeah.
be it music or art or whatever it is, you know.
Oh,
But
for sure. Like, I mean, I guess what means the most to me isn't necessarily like strangers' opinions or views,
yeah,
but like a friend watches it, you're like, oh fuck yeah,
yeah,
like which is so crazy because like of course they're gonna watch it, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
but like when they do, you're like, yeah, like so stoked. Or like,
yeah. I don't know. I think it's like too. It's like the best shit is like the people that would do whatever it is that they do anyway.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And then like someone checking it out is that's just a bonus. You know
yeah,
what I mean? But it's like you're gonna keep on slogging away, creating your little whatever it is over and over again, whether fucking 1 or 100 people check it out. It's like
yeah,
whatever, you know.
no, yeah,
Um, and that tends to be like the best stuff. You know what I mean? I find.
yeah.
Uh,
I mean, like me and Colin would do something on Sick Boys, and then the other person would see it, and we would just talk about it. Like we'd be like, "Yeah, it was sick what I did." I
yeah.
fucking see what I posted. Like it was just us. Like it was almost like we could just send us a photo that like through text. But instead, we did it on the internet. Like it was like a thing. Like the
yeah.
internet saw it, but we saw it, so we were like, "Yeah, sick." Like
That's great.
so. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's at the end of the day, it's a joke, and nobody should take it seriously. That's how we feel about life, and nobody should take it too seriously.
Yeah. Really.
'Cause one day you're not gonna have it anymore. Like you think somebody with such a nihilistic like idea of the world wouldn't care, but it's like the opposite. Like I'm for it all. I just I'm not gonna get hung up on something that I think is insignificant. You know, like a kid telling me he's gonna bang me out if I try to suck his homie's dick again. Like I'm not gonna. That's not gonna ruin my day.
Yeah.
In fact, it made it better. But
That's pretty
like,
funny.
shit like that. Like anything that's a real issue, will bump me out. But if it's something like, oh, I need new brakes on my car, like I'm not gonna fucking dwell on that. I'm just gonna get new brakes.
Sure. Sure.
Shit like. But I am lucky enough to have a job and money to afford all that stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, but even if I didn't, I don't think I'd care. I'd be like, I'll ride the fucking till the wheels fall out. Like,
Figure it out, you know?
Till I can't brake anymore, and then I'll just hit something. Like I'll just.
Or you'll get enough money to fix your brakes, you know?
Yeah.
Like
You know what I mean? Like it's just, I don't know, take it as it comes. It's not. And I don't know. It all wraps around to everything. Like, who the fuck cares? Like, what? Why do you care? Why do you give a shit? Why, like let go. Just be happy. Just enjoy your life.
Let go.